Welcome back to Half A Hot Rods. If you haven't been here before, this is my 57 Chevy pickup. We're in the process of putting it on a 97 Chevy chassis and drivetrain with little to no experience, little to no knowledge, and you guessed it, little to no money. So, this week we're going to work on putting a seat in it. I've had this bucket just sitting in it and flopping around in there, and that's terribly inconvenient. We need a bench seat in this pickup anyway. So I found this nice OBS truck bench seat. I bought that at a farm sale auction. It was like a classic car auction. Way before I was ready to start working on the truck because I'd heard that those fit pretty good in there. I actually bought that seat and a set of Camaro buckets for like $20, I think, because they were grouped together because nobody wanted the Camaro buckets initially. And then after I was done making the deal on it, winning the bid, somebody came up to me and they said, I really want those Camaro buckets. Two sets of people did. And the first person that came up, I said, well, what do you want to give me for them? And they said $25. So I got the seat and $5 just for being there and paying attention. That's a pretty good deal. The problem is, it's a minor problem, I think. I've had that seat in the back of the shop, and it was piled under this heavy bag, and the heavy bag there, and the reel for the air hose, and some other miscellaneous stuff. So the cushion's kind of squished down. But anyway, we're going to get that put in the truck today and figure out if it's going to fit the way I think it's going to fit, because we've still got OBS floorboards. We've got 97 floor pan, but we've got 57 cab tied to it, so I don't know if it's going to work out exactly the way we want. Anyway, we got to start by, I got it dug out already before the next section of video, but we got to get that thing cleaned up so that we're not getting all dusty and dirty putting it in there. Here we go. What are you doing? Oh, that's a spicy bug, buddy. You don't want to play with that one. That one might ruin your day. You want to leave him alone? Let's get to work? Okay. All right, let's go get that cab cleaned out. Here's where the question mark's going to come in. Even though this feels pretty good to me, we need to be sure that Missy can drive this truck too. And I have a freakishly long torso. She has a rather short torso. She has a rather short torso. I mean, she's kind of short all over, but that's neither here nor there. The question is, can she sit in this seat where it is currently at and see over the steering wheel? Maybe? I don't know. I'm not short. It's hard for me to say. How are we going to figure that out without her here? Also a good question. Also, hopefully this squished seat cushion that from me leaving the heavy bag on it for so long will recover, because it's squished and I'm You know what I mean? But let's see if we can shut the door. Oh yeah, the arm to window ratio is good. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. This seat, this is one of those small wins that makes you feel real good. So let's see how we're going to bolt this in. It looks like both the outside sets of bolts are going to be good, but the inside sets don't appear to exist for either seat. So we'll have to figure that out, and we'll want to be careful to spread out the load so that if this crashes, the seat doesn't just want to rip out of the floor. Like that's going to be the biggest problem if we crash this. Because have you seen the rest of this metal work? Yeah. The seat coming out might not be the biggest concern. Alright. Look at that. Get some dirt dauber nest. I don't know if that's still there or if that's new. The visor's real good. Might need a little WD-40. It'll be fine. Should probably put this in gear so it doesn't roll away. Yeah, we probably want those to sit at the same height too. So I think this driver's side's going to have to come up some. I've got room to come up some, so I think we'll just bring it up to match the passenger side, and then hopefully that'll be enough for the boss. We'll have her test drive it once we've done that. Test sit it, and then we'll go from there. Know what I'm saying? Alright.
Because you don't know what you've got till it's gone.
Alright, well, I thought the camera was recording, and it wasn't, so you guys didn't get to hear the pop, snap, son of a. And they drew first blood. Just remember, I didn't draw first blood. The truck drew first blood. I should have known better. This recliner handle, it doesn't want to do recliner handle things. I had to flip it forward a little bit because it doesn't want to sit all the way back to mount in the truck. And now I've broken this handle, and these are hard to come by, so that's awesome. Maybe I can order a new one. Maybe enough of them have broken that there's a market for it. I don't know, but we're going to find out now because that's no bueno. And why won't it do recline things? I don't know. You tell me. Your guess is as good as mine. Maybe even better. She just toys. Probably crunchy and in need of lubrication. Now maybe we can get a bolt in. question is it that much lower, or does it just appear to be lower because of the squish from me leaving the heavy bag on it? I'm more inclined to believe the second one because, well, the dimensions of the cab didn't change.
Okay.
Okay, the dimensions of the cab did change, but the dimensions of the floor didn't change. So, I think we might not make any big adjustments until we see that seat cushion recovers. Also, the seat backs are different heights, so yeah, that's a little bit suspect. Interesting. So the outside mounting point should be the same, and yet this one's an inch lower than the other one because it's almost in line with the cab line, and this one's above. So I think we will try to raise that seat up a little. That'll work. Okay, so we got to figure out how to get this seat the right height. I'll probably stack washers to figure out the height, but I don't want to leave it that way. So let's do that. I think our seat position is good. We've got outside bolts in both seats. And we've got plenty of room next to it. Let's see if we can. Don't worry about that sound. Oh yeah, I think that's good. She won't be able to get away from me because this cab is smaller. So she'll have to sit right next to me. I'll be able to reach over there. That's good. Let's figure out how to make this driver's seat sit the same height as the passenger seat, which we'll just have to use the seat back because some dummy left an 80-pound bag laying on the seat unevenly and squished the pad in the seat bottom.
Was it you? It was you, wasn't it?
Yeah. Then we'll go from there. I wonder what that was for. What was that cutout for in the middle? Was that stereo? I mean, is this where the knobs were? Or could have been? I don't know. Is that where they put their iPad? You know, in 1957? Oh no. Don't tip over. Have you been drinking? I kind of just want to sit here and make truck noises. But I'm not going to because I'm an adult. As far as you know. Hey, the seat doesn't twist when I go to get out. That's neat. Alright. So, how much height do we need? A couple inches? I don't know. What, Flap? What are you doing? Is it too noisy for you, buddy? Oh, you're tired? You tired from playing with the kitty? Yeah, I mean, we get those even, I'm going to be real happy with the way that looks. I pulled the headrests off. I think they'll probably stay off in this truck, but we'll consider both sides of that. All right. Yeah. So we got to figure out how to get that level, and then the front mount. We probably don't want that just sitting on a couple of stacked up nuts. I had some chunks of aluminum here that were just scrapped from something, and I scrapped them, and I shouldn't have because those would have been perfect for this. So yeah, we'll figure that out. I really don't want something big and clunky and ugly like angle iron or channel iron, but that might be what I end up with, at least temporarily. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, I think I've got the seat spacing worked out here. Show you what we got. I don't know that I'm sure that the truck's perfectly level, but I can tell you that the level is sitting on all of the headrest mounts evenly. So I'm pretty happy with that. I've got an assortment of shenanigans down here to prop it up. But you can see back through there that we've got those rubber mounts, those chunks of rubber stacked up about 3 high. And that's going to give us the height we want on this side. This one over here is the same. I just didn't have enough of the pre-cut rubber. So that's 1, 2, 3 high. So whatever this 3 chunks of rubber thick is, I think it's 1.5 inches. Looks like it's going to be good. Now I just have to figure out how to make some sort of solid spacer or solid enough spacer that's... Oh, there's another one. That's this thickness that doesn't look like trash when you open the door. I guess we'll get to work on that. I'm going to look around at what I got laying around, because that's what I do. I don't want to spend a bunch of money on, new steel, or, dollars. Hundreds of cents on a couple chunks of new steel. But if we get there, I mean, we will keep going. We will persevere. If we have to spend hundreds of cents on a chunk of new steel, then we'll do it. But I'm going to look around at the junk I got laying around first. And I'll be back. Alright, I found some old rusty steel. This channel with the leaves on it. And it is almost the perfect height. I actually set it in there with the seat on it. It's within like a 1/16 or an 1/8. And you can't see the difference. So I thought about cutting this down like just a cutoff wheels width here. But since you can't see the difference with the seats sitting next to each other, and somebody in our house needs all the help she can get when it comes to height, I think we're just going to run these. So I'm going to set the seat. I'll kind of give you an idea here. We're going to clamp these to the bottom and then just kind of cut them to length. And the back of the seat has a taper or a slant to it. So we're going to mimic that through the bottom of this and then get some longer bolts. I'm considering whether I should just weld these to the floor and then weld nuts to the bottom of this. I'm probably going to just set these on there because I don't see these ever spreading or moving. And if we get good bolts, then I shouldn't have to worry about them shearing. And yeah, so I'm going to clamp these to the bottom of the seats. We'll trim them, poke some holes in them, and then voila. Oh, I want to show you something else I found. We're going to dig around in here and see, but I think I just found something really cool. So this truck originally had a full bench seat in it, the 97. But the more I monkey around in here, the more these holes seem to expose themselves. And I think they're in just the right spot for the other bolts. Yeah. Hear that? That's threads. So we'll get these cleaned out real good. There's one there and one there. They're just filled with, I don't know, rubber, seam sealer, whatever it is that the factory uses. And we'll, yeah, you can see light under there. Look at that. So we'll do that. There may be one there under that one. Yeah, there's a hole there. This one's not in the right spot, so we may have to dig around ahead of it. But yeah, those two are there. We just got to get them cleaned out. So that'll make that simple. And yeah. So let's make some extendo brackets. And then we'll get this side done. And then we'll go over there and fiddle with this That seems like it's going to be good. This one, since the back is longer and it sits there, this one probably is just going to get some sort of spacer. Probably not a stack of washers. Probably not. And a longer bolt. And it's almost lunchtime, but I don't think we're going to take lunch yet. We're going to see if we can cut some stuff. Alright, so now we just need some longer bolts, which Wyatt's going to bring us from town when he's done with school today. So, for right now, I think we're done. We're going to go eat some lunch. And, well, one of us already took a nap. Mudflap, you ready for lunch, buddy? Mudflap, you ready for lunch? I don't know. I guess he's ready for lunch. I bet he gets ready to go when I go. Alright, so we're going to go download a little bit and refuel. And then we'll be back to finish, hopefully. Finish. Ready to go back to work, Mudflap? Alright, Wyatt brought us home some bolts, and I was reminded why I don't usually go to a hardware store. I usually go to Tractor Supply, because the hardware store ones for 5 bolts was like $14. And had I got them from Tractor Supply, they probably would have been like $2 or $3. So, do with that information what you will. I think we're ready to bolt in the driver's seat, and then we can move on to the passenger side. Oh, you know what we do need to do? We need to clean out those holes. Hey, I mean, heck, they might just clean out running a bolt through them. Or they might cross thread and damage the threads. We'll get a wire brush. I had been looking for something for a while, and I got an engine detailing kit from Harbor Freight. It comes with a bunch of brushes, nylon wire, different ones. Pretty good for this situation, I think. So this going in there? Oh yeah. Let the magic smoke out of a lot of electrical stuff, but never a bolt hole. Let's see how our bolt goes now. Oh yeah. A little snug at the bottom. Nothing a little extra force can't overcome. Oh, that doesn't feel good. Still doesn't feel good. This is the one that had all the rust in it too. May want to see if I've got a tap to run through there to clean that up. Let's go see if I've got a tap or not. If I do, we'll use that. If I don't, then we'll just send her home. Help if I knew where anything was in my own toolbox. Got a handful of metrics, and none of them are 10 by 1.5, unless it's in one of these. Ten, 1.5. Son of a gun. It's like I've been here before. I'm gonna get a little lubrication in the situation. Mudflap, you taking care of that leaf for me, buddy? Is that your bed now? He likes that better than he likes the actual dog bed. May as well clean them all up while we're here, right? Oh yeah. Money in the bank. The flat side will go to the front. On both of them. I should make sure Wyatt got us the right stuff. Of course, it's a different size socket. Why wouldn't it be? That went perfectly. Son of a... I was just going to say it could be interesting finding that hole through two pieces of metal, but I got it. let's get the side that's going to be harder to get to. One, because it's kind of tweaked in, and two, because it's, you know, farther away. I think we'll be okay without washers. My arm won't fit through those holes. Oh, it's way over there. That wasn't even close. I think it's, oh, my arm's gonna get stuck. I think it's starting. Put the ratchet on it, that'll either make it better or a whole bunch worse. Son of a gun. That wasn't as much of a fight as I expected. Make sure we get these pretty snug. If I tell Missy to test drive it and it wiggles on her, she's not going to think that's funny. Really doesn't look bad from the outside. And oh. I mean, we knew all along this cab was going to be smaller than modern pickups, so I'm not super worried about that part of it. Really hope that seat cushion recovers. So we'll have to let her sit in here and figure out if this side will work for her before we finish everything. But yeah, I think we'll work on figuring out the brackets on the other side, because I'm pretty confident that this is going to be high enough. Looks crooked. We can adjust it a little bit as needed. That's just kind of, I just bolted it down wherever it was. Okay. Doing okay, buddy? Lazy dog. All right, this one, I think we're going to find that there is a hole there. There's definitely a hole there. And the hole at the back, I may just not have it lined up good. Oh, I don't have this set up right to do what I'm trying to do. I guess we'll just take this side out and then dig around in there some and see what we got. I don't think that one even needs a tap through it. I still don't understand why that driver's seat sits shorter. Well, that's definitely the same. Question is, the way I did this cap, can I get a bolt in there? If I get those threads clean, I might. I'm going to have to get the old tapperoni in there. Oh yeah, like butter. like I meant to do it. And then these studs right here are actually for, these guys are for the seat belts, which are probably not required on a 57, but we're going to put some in it. Shazam! Now we got to figure out why that wasn't wanting to line up there. Probably just pushing and tweaking on that seat, I'll bet. And this one might actually get a stack of washers on the front one, or a big nut or something. That's why you always remove your tape in a timely manner, kids. Because if not, it turns into this. Why are we removing it right now? I don't know. Because I wanted to. This up here is not going to come off easy. Well, better than I thought. We don't need it anymore. We don't have the two cabs centered on one another at this point. Well, that's just where they're going to live. Starting to get a little rain there, Mud Flapper? Look at this guy. Mud Flap, have you ever heard you snooze, you lose? You're losing, bro. He's not worried about it. All right, let's see if we can get this seat bolted in. I'll have to play with that track a little bit and see if I can get it more back. I probably messed it all the way up when I was monkeying with it in there without both of them bolted down. This one, we're going to have to trim that. We'll hope that's enough. I really should have done this side first. That's going to be miserable to get my arm in there. Luckily that tab shouldn't be hot from somebody just cutting it. I can't see it. I can't feel where the hole should be because of the stuff in the way. I just, nope, I didn't lose it. Not real sure how we're going to tighten that more than finger tight because I know there's not room for a socket. There's probably not room for a ratchet. If I had a Crowfoot 15, I might be able to get in there. Well, we might get a socket on it. Yeah. Let's go to the other side, see if we can get a couple of them in. I might need to find one more short bolt. Or did I have? I had more out here, didn't I? There's one. I bet there's more on that other side. The problem is you got those seat springs kind of pulling against you. Of course, all the threads are... They should be good now. Should be unboogered. find another bolt. I got the long one for the front. There should have been extras left over. Thought. I don't know. I need one more short one for the outside there. Let's see. I think that's it. That was my bucket of OBS cab bolts, so I know they're all metric. Feel, I can't see. This is the one that was questionable. I think it's good now. Now we got to see what to do about the hanging in midair one over yonder way. Oh, that does not line up with that threaded hole. Interesting. So apparently I can get the front or the back, but I can't have both. Because that's not even close. I kind of thought they might be off. Alright, well let's put some cushions under there so it doesn't go anywhere. We'll snug all these down-ish. Enough so we can move it. Oh, I think it's definitely crooked. I could be wrong. Everything works like it's supposed to. Let's try this driver's side. That worked great, didn't it? Well, I have room to operate the clutch outside of the steering wheel. That's good. I kind of feel like I'm leaning in. We may have to adjust that one bracket, that one riser, because there's a difference in height. But we need to let Missy test drive this and see if it's good. But overall, I'm okay with it. I'm pretty happy with it. Just makes it more obvious that our steering wheel's cockeyed, because I just have to push it over. So if you're looking at it from the driver's seat, that's the center. So we may have to work on that adjustment. And the cushion's a little squishy, but all in all, I mean, it's pretty good. We'll have to, I'll figure out the mounting on this other one, but I'm not going to do it today because if I've got to raise the whole seat more, then obviously I don't want to finish that. I think the rest of this, I think it's going to be okay, but I don't want to do more work that would have to be undone if it's not. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. We got to decide headrests or no headrests. Obviously this truck would have had a pretty low back bench seat, which is kind of what this is without the headrests on it. I'm kind of thinking a couple Mexican blankets thrown over it. Even though the seat's not in bad shape, I think that would be more appropriate than the 1991 two-tone blue. Yeah. I'm not mad about this at all. We'll give that cushion a chance to recover. Man, I hope it does. I'm going to be mad at myself if it doesn't. If you know a way to make that cushion come back, let me know. Tell me in the comments. Headliner's ready to fall down. I think it was good before I started picking the cab up and putting it down and picking it up and putting it down. That's the first time I got out of that truck and the seat didn't move. Well, I got everything cleaned out of the cab so I could get nice video for you, and now it's raining. So we got lots of background noise. But that's okay. I was just getting ready to tell you that, that's going to be it for this week. We got about 5 hours in it. We need to have the boss test sit it, make sure it's going to work for her. And yeah, then we'll go back and grind and paint. Make us the welder we ain't. And we'll go from there. I'm pretty happy with it. Let me know what you think. I'm going to show you without headrests and with headrests. Comment below. Let me know which one you think is better, more appropriate for the truck, looks better regardless of the truck, whatever you think about it. Most importantly, remember, this is something I did for next to nothing. Now, if you go buy this from a Chevy truck guy, that seat's going to cost you $200 or $300. But if you find one at a junkyard, a farm sale, you get it cheap. So keep looking for them, even when you're not sure when the truck's going to get worked on. That's what I did. So really, everything I used today, I had laying around and I've saved from other projects. So it cost me $0. Anyways, thanks for watching. Check out the other videos, see how we got it here. As always, remember, if I can do it, you can do it. We'll see you next time.